So hi everyone, welcome to the course and let's start with functions. So why do we need functions and what is the use of it? So if I'll say it in bookish language, people say that it is a block of code that executes again and again. So what is this function? That it will help you to perform any task. So in my language, it is basically whenever we want to perform the same operations again and again, and we have to write the code multiple times. So to avoid that multiplication of code, we use simple function so that we don't have to consume a lot of line for the same code. So we'll keep that particular code in the side and we'll execute it one by one by calling it. For example, let's suppose I want to perform addition of two numbers. Okay, every time my different two numbers are there, but what I will do, instead of writing those operations again and again, I will create one function and I will call it whenever I will require it. Okay, a small example I want to give it. Let's suppose you have a robot, right? That robot has to take a milk from the store every morning. So you will tell the instruction to the robot only at once that you have to brought a milk from this particular store. So that robot, you don't have to tell every steps every day. What you will do, you will tell the robot by ringing a bell that yes, you have to get a milk. So it will go to the store and it will follow the steps that you have already fitted in. It will follow the steps and it will take the milk back. Okay, so in this way you don't have to tell him again and again. So let's see how this works. For example, how you will create a function. For creating a function, you always have a keyword called function. Okay, and after that you can follow it with any name, but try to keep it as a camel case. Okay, so this is the keyword for creating a function and this is the name of the function. Okay, and this particular thing accepts number of parameters, or you can say arguments. Okay, so we'll see that how, but let's see. If I want to put console.log, hello robot, how are you? Okay, now we'll see how I will get the robot by a milk. See, first of all, just click on this and inspect it. Go to console, refresh it. Nothing is printing. Why? Because whenever you create a function, okay, you have just created a function, but that function will not get executed until and unless you will not call the function. So how you will be calling the function is by its name. What is the name of the function? My_func, and just call it like this. You have to just put the function name. Now this will get printed. It got printed first time. Now for the next time, if I want to print, I need to call it again by its name. So that will be printed. See, it got printed 2 times. Now if I want to print it multiple times, so now I am calling this function 4 times. So 4 times this will be printed. See over here. But if I don't want to call it again and again by myself, what I will do is I will include a loop over here. How? See, let I equals to 0 and I less than 5, I plus plus. So in this loop, what I want to do is I want to call my_func. Okay, so this particular function I am calling it. Now let's see how this works. See, this got printed 5 times because my loop is helping me to call this function 5 times so that it will get executed. So this is how your function works. You will create at once and you can just call it later on. So let's see how you can perform some tasks. For example, I am writing it console.log print 2 plus 10. So you know that your answer should be 12. Call this function and it's got called. So it is printing 12. That means it's giving you addition side. But what if you want to send another number every time? So for that, one thing is that you have to print inside the function, but another thing is you can return it How? See, you will create num1 which will take your parameter 1, and now num2. Okay, now what I want it to return num1 plus num2. That means I want the addition of two numbers, but it will not get printed. If I'll say, see, this function is taking two parameters, so I need to send some values to this. So this 2 will be going in place of num1, and after comma, if I'm writing 20, this 20 will be going for num2. But still nothing will be printed on the console. See, nothing is printed, but if you want to print, how you will do that? You will say console, because anything you want to reflect it in the console, you need to print it. So now your answer should be 22. See, it is here. But how it came? The flow will start from here. First of all, you see that it is my func. So it's calling this function. So my compiler will find this function. So it's found it. Now in place of num1, here it will be going 2. Okay, and in place of num2, it will be 20. So while returning it, it is calculating it 2 plus 20. That is your 22. So this calculated value will go to this function where I'm calling it. Okay, and this 22 will go here. So that's why when I'm doing console.log, it is giving me the printed value as 22. Similarly, you can call it with another value also, console.log. Call the value with different one. Suppose I called it with 30 and 100. So your answer should be 130. Now see, you got 130. So this is how you have created one function, but you are using it by calling for different values. So I hope you have understood that how your function works. Thank you so much everyone. Let's meet up in the next lecture.